Did you know that the youngest billionaire in Mzansi is over 60? Or maybe that's changed. Keep watching till the end to find out. You'll be surprised at these high roller net worths and what it took to get there. Most sites look at Patrice Motsepe as the youngest billionaire in South Africa. FYI, he was just 61 years old when those articles were written. To be fair, he may have been the youngest for a long while. It was in 2008 that Motsepe hit billionaire status. Want to know an interesting fact? Motsepe is the country's first black billionaire and the first black African on the Forbes list. Talk about legendary. And it's all thanks to his sharp mind.
I had a huge advantage because I came from an entrepreneurial family.
Patrice's resume is incredible. From law to mining to football. Seriously, he was appointed president of the Confederation of South African Football. Do you know how much he's worth? As of 2023, Patrice is worth an estimated $2.2 billion. Yeah, dollars. He's a dollar billionaire, baby. Let's convert real quick, yeah? In rands, that's just over 41 billion. Now you might be wondering, how is Patrice Motsepe the youngest billionaire? Well, let's quickly break down the other known billionaires in Mzansi. But before we do that, have you subscribed to our channel yet? Make sure you do to keep up with your favorite Mzansi celebs. Now, back to the video. This one is obvious. Johann Rupert. He added a couple of $1 billion to his net worth in 2023. The very same year, Forbes listed him and his family as the richest in South Africa. Unlike Patrice, Johann's wealth was mostly inherited. His dad founded a cigarette company back in the 40s. The business boomed, and the Ruperts built an empire as the wealthiest family in the country. When it was Johann's turn to step into the boss's chair, he made moves. He turned the cigarette company into Rembrandt, a holding company. It then split into two, Remgrow and Richmond. The former was a holding company for businesses like Discovery and Outsurance. In the meantime, Richmond is the business of luxury goods like Cartier and Montblanc. One lesson we learned from Johann is the concept of here today, gone tomorrow. Remember how he made a couple of billions? Well, as easily as he made it, he lost it. Reports in October 2023 showed that the businessman lost 70 billion rands in just 3 months. That's because the economy got kinda sad and there was a decline in the sales of luxury goods.
One cannot be the best and most relevant at everything.
But enough of that. You're here for his net worth. At 73 years old, Johann is worth an estimated $10.4 billion. That's around 195 billion rands. Another one of the generational wealth billionaires is Nicky Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer inherited an incredible fortune from the De Beers Group, the world's leading diamond mining company. Oppenheimer's dad was the chairman of De Beers and also the mining giant Anglo American. Nicky decided to sell 40% of De Beers to Anglo when he took over. He got about 5.2 billion for that deal. Cash. Then Nicky started Fireblade Aviation, which operates chartered flights. Not only that, but Oppenheimer and his family own 720 square miles of land across South Africa, Botswana, Zimbabwe, and Mozambique. In 1998, he and his family took on the mission to conserve Tswalu Kalahari, a remarkable reserve in the Northern Cape. His mission was to bring the nature back to life, and Oppenheimer introduced rare antelopes such as the roan and sable. He also provided a sanctuary for the cheetahs and black rhinos.
Now, I think it is one of the great success stories of Africa.
Oppenheimer's inherited wealth made him the second richest person in South Africa and the third richest in Africa. When Nicky was 78, his net worth was $8.3 billion. With a conversion rate of 18 rands 80, Oppenheimer was worth just over 156 billion in local currency. Then there's Koos Bekker. As the former CEO of Naspers, he led the media group to one of the most significant venture investments ever. Basically, the company acquired a third of the Chinese technology company called Tencent. Tencent was once rated the 12th biggest company in the world, so Naspers thrived. Bekker retired as CEO in 2014 and returned as chairman of the company the next year, where he remains. Time for some trivia. Did you know that Koos grew up on a mealie farm? Through education and investment, he changed his family's life.
I guess the best is not to try to predict the future, but just to adapt it when it happens.
You know what Warren Buffett says. the key to financial success is figuring out how to make money in your sleep. Just FYI, Becker co-founded Mnet and MultiChoice. At 70 years old, his net worth sat comfortably at $2.4 billion. Guess how much that is in rands? 45.1 billion. And the last 70-something-year-old on this list is Michiel Leroux. He founded Capitec in 2001.
Yes, indeed, I did.
Needless to say, the company has grown quite a bit since then. He was the chairman of Capitec for almost 10 years and still owns roughly 9% of the banking franchise. Just a quick little fact, Leroux is a trained lawyer. Although he never practiced law, he's also big on philanthropy. When COVID was in full force, Leroux donated 100 million rands to COVID efforts. That's a lot of money. How can someone afford that? Well, at the ripe age of 73, Leroux's dollar net worth sat at 1 billion. That's approximately 18.3 billion rands. Oh, but did you think that was the end of our list? Most recently, Patrice Motsepe has been dethroned as the youngest billionaire in Mzansi, and his successor is paving the way too. Vusi Thembekwayo is the latest to join the Billionaires Club. By the time he was just 25 years old, Vusi ran a whole division for a multinational company, and by the time he hit 30, Vusi was a billionaire. How? Well, he had over $300 million worth of shares in a whole lot of companies. That means his investments added up to about 5.5 billion rands. Now, Thembekwayo's net worth is said to be around 11 billion rands. The only difference between him and the other guys is that he's still on his way to being a dollar billionaire. But with his skill and expertise, we are sure it won't take Vusi very long. Which part of this video surprised you the most? Share with us in the comments. That's it for this episode of The Lux Life. Join us again next time when we'll be looking at another Who's Who. Like and subscribe. See ya!